Dundonald Castle sits atop a 100-foot hill some 6 miles inland from Troon. It was built for Robert II around 1371 upon his accession to the throne, and he and subsequently his son Robert III both lived and died here. Indeed, the castle is known as the cradle of the Stuart dynasty that went on to rule Scotland and later Great Britain for 350 years. In the care of Historic Scotland, the castle is run by the Friends of Dundonald Castle, who operate a visitor centre here with a gift and coffee shop. The name Dundonald is also given to a small village it overlooks, and an ancient legend tells of Donald who went to London to seek his fortune, returning with nothing. He then found a pot of gold hidden in his cabbage patch and set about building a castle. Troon has hosted the British Golf Open no less than 8 times. Ayr itself dates from the early 13th century. Some argument exists as to the exact date, but a charter by King William the Lion is in the safe custody of the council. In 1297 it was in the hands of the English, and William Wallace is said to have set fire to a barn with 500 soldiers inside. St John's Tower held a meeting of the Scottish Parliament a few years later in 1315, after Bannockburn, with Robert the Bruce in attendance. Interestingly, John Knox's daughter was married to the minister at St John's a few hundred years later. The old Brig of Ayr is old and certainly dates from the reign of James IV, when stonemasons were mentioned in the accounts of the Exchequer. Loudon Hall also dates from this period, once a townhouse for the Sheriff of Ayrshire. The town has some fine Georgian and Regency buildings, but is in the main a typical modern busy retail and commercial centre, serving Ayrshire. It does, however, enjoy miles of golden sand, with safe bathing and paddling, which is Ayr's real treasure. Still busy in the summer with day trippers from the Central Belt, and these days, with increasing numbers of low-cost airlines landing at Prestwick, many European visitors are discovering the town. In the town centre is the Wallace Tower. However, this is a Victorian Gothic fake, which replaced the earlier tower mentioned by Burns. A few miles out of town is Alloway and the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum, consisting of the original thatched cottage the poet lived in as a child, an award-winning exhibition which houses the world's best collection of Burns artefacts and original work, the Burns Monument and famous Brigg o' Doon. It offers parking, a shop, restaurant and indoor and outdoor play areas.